Welcome back, everybody. Let's dive right into it. This week's movie, in celebration of next week's Godzilla vs. King Kong, is Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Plot breakdown. Monarchs doing everything they can to show the world that Titans aren't bad. Eco-terrorist that wants to unleash Titans on the world to bring about some kind of new world order. Humans have melodrama. Nobody cares. Aliens. The good. This movie gives you everything that you wanted after the credits rolled on the first Godzilla in 2014. More monster mayhem, more monsters, more monster backstory, more monster teases than you can shake a kaiju-sized stick at. This movie gives us monsters with personality. If in the first Godzilla movie, Godzilla was a little stiff, Godzilla was getting the crap kicked out of him, nah. This time around, Godzilla, he's a little bit more awake, he had a chance to stretch his muscles out, and he goes to town on Ghidorah. They understand the monsters in this movie beautifully. If the first one showed Godzilla and showed the Mutos in a terrifying light, basically a metaphor for natural disasters, and this one shows the beauty of the monsters. One of the best scenes in the entire movie is when Mothra in the cocoon in the waterfall, and you have Bear McCreary's amazing score redoing the Mothra theme, and it is a stunning image. I can't begin to tell you how heart-poundingly wonderful that scene was in IMAX. When you have a movie that has not one, not two, not three, but 4 Titans in it, the action's gonna be through the roof. The movie kicks off with a flashback to 2014 when Godzilla is just wrecking shop because he's trying to take out the Mutos. It starts off with a full-scale shot of Godzilla from a human's perspective looking up at this great big hulking titan beast of a creature. And then the movie from there respects the size and the scale of these massive beasts while also delivering amazing action. Like in the Arctic when Ghidorah is first born, the amazing introduction and a terrifying introduction to Rodan as he lays siege to thousands of people. You have the ultimate showdown at the end of the movie where it's Godzilla, 3 of Ghidorah's heads, a really pissed off Rodan, and a Mothra that's gonna save the day. It is a fantastic visual spectacle to watch unfold. And because we don't highlight it nearly as much as we should, we are going to go ahead and we are going to say another fantastic, wonderful thing that this movie does. The music from Bear McCreary. Mothra's theme is present. Godzilla's theme is absolutely present. In IMAX, you can feel it. You can feel it in your seat. You can feel it all around you when the big guy comes up out of the water after being reborn. The music fits the scenes perfectly, and it also highlights one of the better human moments in the movie, which is when Ken Watanabe's character bids farewell. Which leads me to the last good thing, are the actors in the acting. Not necessarily the way that they were written, but they take what very bare bones content that they're given, and they make the most out of it. From Kyle Chandler and Vera Farmiga as the 2 very distant parents who just want to do the best thing possible for their kid, to Millie Bobby Brown, who plays their kid who is stuck between mom and dad, the scientist, which has the likes of Ken Watanabe, who is just brilliant and has one of the most emotional scenes in the entire movie. The Bradley Whitford wisecrack scientist who has some of the coolest lines in the entire movie. Our bad human is played by none other than the fantastic Charles Dance, who at every turn is always twirling that mustache in old school bad guy villainy, and he's fantastic. The bad. Honestly, at this point, I'm not sure why I have to complain about this, because once again, you don't go to a movie called Godzilla, King of the Monsters, looking for some kind of human connection or anything of the sort. These movies have to add the human element in there. I get it, because they have to have something that, you know, propels the plot along, because they think that people aren't going to want to sit there and watch an hour and 45 minutes of monsters fighting. But we would. I totally understand that. We have to have something in there. But the writing is not good. Although I will say, at the very least, the acting in this is a heck of a lot better than Aaron Taylor Johnson and Elizabeth Olsen in the first one. That chemistry was non-existent. The problem is that the movie focuses so much on the human element. It wants us to really feel for him. It wants us to care for him. And we do to a certain extent. But then there comes a point where you're just like, I get it. It's so upsetting that they lost their child. It really sent them both down totally different paths. But at the same time, I didn't buy a ticket for Humans, the heartbreaking divorce story. Yeah, so there are a couple moments in the movie that kind of slow down just a little bit to give the humans a little bit more time to breathe. However, fortunately, those are kind of few and far between because, once again, this movie understands the biggest complaint about the first movie is that there's not enough monster action. The second biggest complaint that I have with this movie, and I mean, the more I think about it, it goes back and forth between a complaint and a minor inconvenience, is the kaiju action. So a lot of the action, once again, like the first one, takes place at night or in darkly lit areas, or there's a snowstorm going, or they have Ghidorah in this giant awesome electrical cloud, so there's a storm brewing of intergalactic proportions. So some, not all, but some of the fights can be a wee bit difficult to follow from time to time. However, not nearly as difficult as they were to follow in the first one. Or even if you watched it in a totally blacked out room, it's still kind of hard to see. Now I know what you guys are probably sitting there thinking, oh Taco, you're not really complaining about this movie much. This is more like a review than anything else. What's going on, man? This isn't actually good, I swear, please don't leave. This is, hey, this is my review. Go if you want to. Here's the thing. I love this movie. I do. This is my favorite Godzilla movie of all time because it's exciting, it's wonderful, it's bombastic, it's action-packed, it pays respect, and it pays a beautiful homage to the originals while also charting a course for its own in this vast Titan universe that WB and Legendary have built and designed. And yes, there are issues with it. The humans, I get it. I mean, at this point, complaining about the humans is like complaining that the sun comes up and goes down every day. It's going to happen. There are going to be humans in these movies, so why am I going to bother complaining about it anymore? It doesn't matter, because what matters is that they get somebody in there who just kind of gets through the human stuff as much as they can, tries to make the most of it, but then focuses on what the movie is supposed to be, which are these giant, fantastical creatures duking it out in fun, creative, and inventive ways, which is exactly what King of the Monsters does. This one throws everything and the kitchen sink at you and smiles while it does it. Alright guys, and that is my movie recommendation to you for the weekend. Godzilla, King of the Monsters, because everybody should probably do a little bit of homework until we get to the test next week. If you guys like what you see there, go ahead, do a like, do a subscribe. Let me know down in the comments below if you've seen King of the Monsters, and if you have, did you like it? Did you hate it? And if you hated it, I will find you. And until next time, guys, this is VHS Taco signing off. But before I go, I just wanted to let you know that next week, there might be 2 videos coming your way. Stay tuned. Adios.